Welcome to the fifth event on the PGA EuroPro Tour schedule, which has brought us to the beautiful county of Shropshire. We're at the Astbury, just outside Bridgnorth. Welcome along to the FSC Invitational. Yes, welcome along to the Astbury, a course surrounded by 300 acres of beautiful rolling hills in the middle of the Shropshire countryside. This was the dream of former Judas Priest guitarist KK Downing, who not only designed the course but had a hand in building it as well. It's a magnificent course in a spectacular setting, and here's what we can look forward to in today's show.
Oh my God. Singing the national anthem and me with my hand on my heart.
Breaking the law. Stroke index 1, a tough hole.
It's great, you know, because we obviously have each other to travel with and to root for.
Well, it's been an interesting start to the 2014 PGA EuroPro Tour season, with just two men dominating proceedings. This is how the first four events panned out. We witnessed a tight finish at the season opener on the Brabazon course at the Belfry, where William Harrold took the honours by a single shot. That was victory number one for the man from Sheringham Golf Club. After a weather-affected tournament at Montrose, it was the former Walker Cup player who came second at the Belfry who took the trophy this time round. Jack Senior notched up his first win of the season as well. At Longhurst Hall, we saw Harrold come through a playoff against Bradley Dredge to earn win number 2 and leap to the top of the order of merit. But at Burr Hill, in the fourth event of the season, it was Jack Senior who bounced back with a spectacular back nine that saw him win by a single shot. So 4 events and just 2 winners. Could one of them win again this week? Well, the scene is set ahead of today's final round, and one man we should hear from before we get going is our resident professional, Johnny Morgan. Earlier this week, he played the Astbury with our host KK Downing and loved it. So here are his views on the course.
Well, here at the Astbury, the lads have got to deal with a fantastically designed golf course, but that's not where it stops. We got narrow fairways, thick rough, small, very undulating greens, and I tell you what, the lads are going to have to get the yardages worked out to perfection to be able to rip this course apart, which I don't think they're going to be able to do. And obviously, as we come over here to this spectacular 18th final hole, these boys are going to be playing, can you Adam and Eve it, for 18k, and that is for a hole-in-one, and that pin is going to be on the bottom level, bringing the tee forward, and I tell you what, knee jangling time.
So the added bonus of an £18,000 prize for an ace at this spectacular finishing hole. Will anyone be walking away with that? Well, just before we get you to the golf, let's introduce you to who we'll be watching in our final round coverage. The all-English pairing of Martyn Thompson and Scott Fallon tee it up in Group 24, both on 6 under par. Group 25 sees last year's amateur champion, now professional Garrick Porteous, also on 6 under, and 2-time EuroPro Tour winner already this season, William Harrold, at 7 under. Next is a pair both with European Tour experience. England's Richard Wallis at 7 under and Scott Drummond from Scotland on 8 under. Our leaders go off in Group 27, and tied at 9 under par are Lloyd Saltman and James Moore, both in the hunt for their first win on the EuroPro Tour. Time to join our commentary team now to follow what promises to be an exciting final 18 holes of golf with the added bonus of that hole-in-one prize. You'll hear from Johnny Morgan shortly, but first it's over to Richard Kaufman.
Thanks, Cara. And this is how it stands after 36 holes. It's tight. James Moore and Lloyd Sortman leading the way, but 25 players separated by just 5 shots. All up for grabs then. Let's hear from some of the main contenders.
Just looking towards sort of bettering my score today and playing aggressively. I don't think anyone can go out there and play conservative. It's going to be a low score that wins the tournament, so a lot of aggressive play and go after the pins and hope the putts drop.
Feeling pretty confident going into the last day at the Astbury. The course is set up nicely. Feel like there's a low score out there today, so I'll just go out there and see how low it can go.
Looking forward to obviously getting away to a fast start today. Front nine's very scoreable, so hopefully can make a few birdies early. Playing with Scott Drummond, so looking forward to that as well. As a PGA professional, I mean, he won the BMW PGA Championships a few years ago now, so it'd be nice to play with him and try and test myself against a proven tour winner.
I'm really excited about today. Always nice to be up in contention whatever tournament you're playing in, and it's a great venue here at the Astbury. Greens are superb and I always enjoy coming here, so just going to go out and play golf like I have the first 2 days and see what happens.
I'm looking forward to playing with some really top class players who've all been proven on European Tour and hopefully make plenty of birdies and keep up with them.
Very excited for the day ahead. Another gorgeous day here, Ashbury, the course in fantastic condition, and looking forward to the challenge ahead. Good greens, great weather, so should be good for some good scoring and fingers crossed come out on top.
Yeah, indeed, conditions absolutely delightful for this final round of the FSC Invitational at the Astbury. Here's some of the players making an early move. Neil Fenwick was one of those who started in the big group of players at 4 under par, 5 shots off the lead, but after birdies at the first and the second, the Scot there made it 3 in a row at the third. He's 7 under par. Plenty of birdies over the first 2 days at the par 5 second, and here on day 3 from Martyn Thompson, another one, looking for his first top 10 on the EuroPro. After his wins at the Belfry and Longhurst Hall, William Harrold surely the one to watch out for, but a setback at the first for the man second on the order of merit, and Harrold with a bogey drops back to 6 under. Scott Fallon was 6th behind Harrold at Longhurst Hall, and after a 65 in the second round, the North Londoner continued to move in the right direction, another to birdie the second. Bounce back time for Harrold at the second. Indeed, that for a birdie at that par 5 second, back to where he started the day, 7 under. 67, 66 over the first 2 days for Richard Wallis, winner at Burr Hill last June. He knows how to get the job done. Par at the first, he also birdied the second. He's 1 behind at 8 under. Amateur champ Garrick Porteous, one of the few to miss out on a birdie at the second, but he made amends at the par 3 third in contention. In terms of experience, Scott Drummond had to be one of the danger men, and after consecutive 66s, Drummond found the dance floor at the second in 2, missed his eagle chance, but a birdie and a share of the lead for Drummond, who goes to 9 under par. If you don't make a birdie at the second, you really do feel like you've missed out. And after ending his second round with a bogey, James Moore was back in among the birdies at that hole. A 4 on the par 5 for the 3rd day in a row, and back into double digits at 10 under. Problems for Drummond at the 3rd, a missed putt. Unlucky, wasn't he? So many players in contention, every step back feeling like a big one. And Drummond back at 8 under. Terrific move from James Robinson. Out in 30, back in 33 for a 63, 9 under par, the clubhouse lead. Robinson in 3rd spot, 1 behind the co-leaders James Moore and Neil Fenwick. The man who designed this Astbury course is KK Downing, the former guitarist with rock band Judas Priest. The holes are named after some of his tracks as well. Here he is at the 3rd.
Okay, this is hole number 3, Deceiver. I guess my train of thought when constructing this hole was something that was really quite tricky, similar to the postage stamp at Royal Troon, and certainly when the wind is blowing from different directions, it certainly can be ultra deceiving, hence Deceiver.
Yeah, KK Downing has put a lot into this golf course. I'm Richard Kaufman, alongside former EuroPro winner, former PGA Tour player, John E. Morgan. John, it really is tightly bunched, isn't it?
It is. These guys are playing some amazing golf. I mean, this is a very difficult golf course. I mean, the greens are fantastic. They're slick, they're fast, you know. You're able to control the ball, but the rough is thick. It's very narrow off tees. And, I mean, they seem to be playing ever so well.
Well, James Moore just off the green. 10 under par. Leading the way with Fenwick. Saltman just a shot behind. Brother Elliott, you may have seen now in the top 10 as well, turned in 31, 7 under, and that also just off the dance floor.
Yeah, very talented family. And Mr. Wallace coming out of a bit of the rough there, hopefully not a flyer.
Kind of his time of year, isn't it, Richard Wallace? Won by 7 shots last June, in fact, playing at Burr Hill.
Yeah, very good. I mean, as you can see, they're coming out of rough, not able to generate enough bite, get a lot of club on that ball, so running through, leaving himself probably 25 feet left.
Drummond, though, on the short grass, so he should be able to get the spin.
Well, I'm looking for a nice day off for Scotty, because this man is definitely used to pressure after winning the BMW at Wentworth. This
Yep.
man knows how it's done.
Hard to believe it's 10 years ago since he did that now.
Unbelievable.
2004.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Moore for the lead on his own. Oh, it looked good. Just too pacey.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there, Richard.
It's funny, his scoring really has come on the front nine. Given his birdie at the second, he's now 9 under for the week on the front nine, and obviously only 1 under for the back nine so far this week.
Yeah, and he is a bit of a birdie machine. He doesn't fear a low round, old James, and that's a great putt by Scott.
Particularly bouncing back after missing that little one at the third, a bogey. Important he got back right in the positive direction.
And Lloydie will be fancying this one. Just get on the dance floor, start rolling it like a putt. Ooh, no, he's not going to be happy with that.
Hard for Lloyd in a way. 63 yesterday. Not easy, is it, to follow up a great round like that?
No, definitely not. Very, very tough. And that's a big disappointment. I mean, poor first putt, leaving himself probably 3-4 foot left and dragging that one left.
There's going to be a lot of changing at the top of the leaderboard, you feel, today. Every putt is going to count. Saltman with a real tester here at the third. Well, getting a similar result to what we saw from Drummond earlier, so not yet in the birdies. And now taking a step backwards. It's James Moore leading the way at the Astbury, early stages of the final round. Well, so far this season on the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour, it's been dominated by 2 men, hasn't it? Jack Senior and William Harrold. The latter, well, in contention here, but so are many, many players. This is the man they're trying to catch right now, James Moore, who's at the 4th.
Well, great hole this 4th. Trouble down the left. You want to keep it up the right side if you can. Gives yourself a decent shot into this green. Don't want to go in that rough.
Well, Garrick Porteous, 1 birdie, pars elsewhere, but in the sand here. Oh dear, called it heavy.
Trying to be too cute, I think. Fantastic story, this man.
Well, it's incredible he's here, really, because of course he really should be playing at the US Open, but forfeited that opportunity by turning pro after the Masters. But it's great to have him here.
I mean, can you Adam and Eve it to pull, you know, to pull out of the US Open to play here, turn pro on your first maiden pro event? I mean, unbelievable.
Second go for Porteous then. Yeah, it was an incredible year, wasn't it, for the British amateurs, with Matt Fitzpatrick winning the US Amateur, and of course Garrick here winning the British Amateur.
That's going to have to slow down. There's a little swell there that could find its way off the green.
Similar to what you would face at the US Open.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you call, oh, it is a touch of evil, I think. I think that's what KK Downing called it.
Well, he's been in this position before, James Moore, yet to win on the EuroPro Tour.
That's a fantastic shot from there. Coming out of a little bit of rough, downhill, quality shot.
Interesting what he was saying, the others were saying there. A lot of, you need to be aggressive. Just keep trying to make birdie, because you know if you don't, others will.
If you're aggressive, you create a good strike, and that creates spin. And I tell you what, you can control the ball a lot better. I mean, Lloydie there has just absolutely ripped that one. That must have looked great in the air, straight over the stick, but obviously might have just caught a bit of a flyer. Now, Scotty on the back of a nice birdie. Oh no, that's very poor from Scott. Misjudgment there.
Yeah, he keeps taking a step forward and then a step back.
Now this is a very difficult putt. Massive break right to left and slick as you like. Gonna have to be careful. Good touch required. I tell you what, you'll take that, I guarantee you.
Yeah, it was important he didn't compound his error, try and get too aggressive on that putt and then throw in a double bogey.
I mean, that green is so severely sloped. I mean, now Lloydie here, not his best chip again, but great on pace. Could have done that on the previous hole.
Well, it's well played, but obviously disappointing. It's going to be a drop shot for Drummond.
Here we go, nice little slow-mo. See the action coming down very steep. Popping that baby right up in the air. Gonna land nice and soft and just run out like a lovely putt. Stroke wide, it's right next to the hole.
Really is a glorious day here in the Shropshire countryside at the Astbury. Could turn into a really glorious day for James Moore. This to stretch his lead.
That was a good putt, good effort. Just a bit more pace, that would have held its line, and oh, another birdie for Moore, that would have been.
He can go low, shot an incredible 61 on the opening day at MAW Hall last season, James Moore.
Well, he doesn't fear it, Richard, that's for sure. And I tell you what, this Porteous, I must admit, that was a good 5 after a bit of a fluffy bunker shot. He'd be happy with that.
Well, he missed a similar length putt at the third, did Lloyd. Real tester here at 4, well done. Important, wasn't it? Stays at 8 under par. Before he headed out, he had a little chat with Cara.
Lloyd, thanks for joining me. Well, first of all, I want to ask, you're from a bit of a golfing family, aren't you? There's a few of you in the field this week.
Yeah, it's been not a bad week so far. Zach obviously getting off to a good start, shoot 5 under, and then it was right behind him when I was in last place yesterday at the Saltman, so I had to do something about that yesterday afternoon. So, but Elliot's got off to a good start this afternoon. He's trying to chase me down, so it's been not too bad week for the Saltmans.
What are your experience of these EuroPro events?
Well, I've played quite a few over the years. I've never played a full season or anything. And you know, they're great. I mean, obviously it's nice to play in Britain and not have to travel too far every week. It's nice sometimes we even get an event in Scotland or just north of England, so we can drive and take the own car, which I don't get to do often with the European Tour and the Challenge Tour. So it's nice, and it almost feels a little bit homely. You know what kind of meal you're going to get and what kind of hotel you're going to stay in. So it's always nice. And obviously with Elliot and Zach playing out here, I get to spend a bit more time with them. So you know, for me, I always enjoy coming to play, and you know, it's nice to get home for the weekend in a good reason, opposed to missing the cut and getting home Saturday morning. So.
And it seems like the perfect breeding ground for golfers to progress to places like the Challenge Tour and then perhaps the main tour. Absolutely. You've seen it in the past, you know, and even from great players coming down and dropping back to the EuroPro and then kicking back on and getting back on the main tour. So it's definitely a breeding ground for good players, and you know, it's doing its job for sure. So here at the Astbury this week, what do you make of the golf course? It's fantastic, especially for being someone's back garden. You know, it's been nice to be here. The greens are amazing. Obviously we've had great weather. I know it was a bit soft when we arrived from the rain, but it's really kind of firmed up and it's been good. I mean, with the weather being good, there's some good birdie chances out there, but I've really enjoyed my time here. Well, it's lovely to have you here. The sun is shining, so go out and enjoy it. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Well, he mentioned Saltman seen it. Elliot going very well. An eagle and 3 birdies on the front 9 pars so far on the back. 7 under par. Not yet out of it, is he? Elliot, one of the favourites at the start of the week. Of course, lost in the playoff at the Scottish Masters, but at the moment, James Moore at the early stages is just about ahead of the chasing pack.
This is another fantastic par 3. Very, very tricky green. I tell you what, Moore has put it in the place you do not want to go no green to work with from that bunker.
Lloyd, who qualified for the Open last year, right on his doorstep as well at Muirfield, and then hit 2 out of bounds at the first and never really recovered for the rest of the season. But it looks like he's finding a game here again on the EuroPro. This is the 6th.
Well, we're at the touch of evil, and it's an extremely slopey fairway. If you hold it, you're coming in with a sand iron pitch and wedge to an extremely slopey green. Now, if you get the big dog out, which most of the boys will, if you miss it left, very thick rough, tough up and down. If you catch those bunkers, you've got an extremely difficult up and down to a very slopey green.
But given the situation on the leaderboard, it's worth the risk, isn't it?
It is and it isn't. I mean, these guys are going to be having a go, and look now, we're going to see this, and it's going to be, I mean, it creates such difficulty if you miss this green. I mean, from there, with that pin where it is, he's got to aim probably about 15 foot right, and the swing on it is ginormous, and these greens are fast as well, so it does cause a lot of problems.
They're struggling a little bit, Lloyd Saltman, not putting for birdies, and another lengthy putt for par coming up, made the one at the last.
But that was a difficult shot though, Richard. I mean, he's got a long bunker shot, and as we all know, long bunker shots are pretty much the hardest shot in golf. And I tell you what, he's got that to 15 feet. He's got a straight uphiller. I fancy his chances.
Look at the stance here for Scott Drummond. You said it was difficult anyway, but that adds to the severity.
It does. It's a fantastically designed green. I mean, full compliments to KK for doing this one. I mean, great design. And like you say, it doesn't have to be a long hole to be great.
Should be a little more straightforward for Moore. Well, having said that, he looked like he might have had a plugged lie the way he played it. So a few struggling. A lot of birdies out there, but get yourself out of position. And suddenly struggling to make par. Drummond, of course, almost finding the green with his drive. Out of the sand to here.
That's got to hold on. Look at that. That's going off the green.
That's incredible.
It's an extremely difficult. Oh, I hope you guys get to go and play it, because I tell you what, if you go there, you're going to be so impressed. It's a great layout.
Yeah, I think Darren Clark very proud to be attached to this golf course, the Astbury. Saltman, well, not enjoying it so much right now. Come on. No, another drop shot. He's got to stay patient.
You can tell it's pretty hot out there. He's got the old sweat patches going on already.
Well, all but drove this green, didn't he, Drummond? And now, well, staring a bogey. Look at that. It's going to be a 5.
It looks like he's playing with a football as well.
Yeah, they do that for visualisation. There's a few players that use it. I think Jamie Spence is someone that...
it makes the ball bigger. If you put, you know, one with no markings by the side of the one that you've put the football kind of graphic on it, you put them down next to one another, and the football looks massive compared to the original ball. So it's a bit of a confidence booster for these guys.
James Moore, though, with a bogey, goes back to 9 under par, which brings a lot more players back into it. It means that James Robinson sitting in the clubhouse after he's 63. Darren Lloyd, 5 unanswered birdies through 12 holes, also at 9 under par. And Neil Fenwick going well too, as is Jamie Abbott. Look at that, 5 under for the day as well. So a lot of players who were 5-6 shots back at the start of the day. They're suddenly in it with overnight co-leader Saltman taking step backwards.
Well, Lloyd here has short-sighted himself, and I tell you what, that's a great play, sensible play, but he's left himself such a slick putt coming back down that hill. And like you can see, he couldn't resist getting the big dog out and giving it a rip at the green. Porteous with the driver. Great hole 8, straight down and away, loads of trees on the left-hand side. And I tell you what, a fantastic thing is on this hole, when you get on the green, you can hear this massive waterfall going on. And I tell you what, it is phenomenal. It is a beautiful sounding, obviously great golf course as well.
Well, Moore also going for the green here at 6, but also with the okey-kokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And he's got a very similar putt to the one that Scott Drummond had when he putted it off the green. And with Moore not really pushing forward, with Saltman's coming back, suddenly there's, well, a whole host of players in with a chance. Porteous only 3 back here.
Yeah, I do feel like a bit claustrophobic at the top. I mean, all these guys are now starting to play some great golf, really bunched up. I mean, this man is, what a story.
And it is a birdie putt for Moore, but he needs to be careful, as we've seen.
Very simple putting action. Like I say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as the ball goes in the hole.
Excellent effort from James Moore. Well, you come to a hole that's only just over 300 yards, you really do feel like you should be making birdie, but, well, we've seen par's no bad score, but up at 8, Porteous with a chance for his second birdie of the day, and he's got it. So, the 24-year-old up to 7 under par. He actually tried to qualify for the US Open as a pro, and he missed out on the playoff at Walton Heath by 1 shot, and it showed he was starting to find some form. Made his first cut as a pro in Austria only a week ago.
I'd love to know his reasons behind that. I mean, has the management company had a word with him? Is it his own decision? He spoke with his family and they decided...
Well,
no,
he thought basically that he, you know, because he could have carried on and played the US Open as an amateur. Basically, he felt he might have lost some valuable time in getting his European Tour card for the season.
Really?
So that was his thinking behind it. Because obviously he's got a few invites to European Tour events, although he's found it difficult so far, but as I say, he's just starting to find some form.
That's true, but when opportunities, I know I'm being a bit funny here, but when opportunities like that come along, you think if you have a good result that week, especially at Pinehurst, if you have a good result, you never know what kind of sponsors might come along and where things lead to. I mean, a very brave boy. He's obviously very confident in his own ability.
Yeah, nice tee shot there from James Moore. And we saw Darren Wright going to the turn after par in the 9th in 2 under. Another in contention at 7 under. Darren Lloyd, this for a share of the lead.
And just shy for Darren.
South African started so fast earlier today. 3 birdies in a row. He's 4 under for the day.
He'll be giving himself lots of chances. I mean, this guy can move it off a tee box.
Yeah, he's a big hitting, the South African.
Some serious hang time in his locker. Drummond coming to the 8. This pin tucked on the right-hand side.
That
little
tree,
teaser.
I was going to say that tree shouldn't come into play, but it just visually it's off-putting, isn't it?
And you see these young trees as well. As soon as they start blossoming, you know, and they start growing up, I mean, they're going to create even better holes. I mean, really narrow holes. I mean, you know, in a couple of years' time, you're not going to be able to hit that shot. Oh, and he doesn't like it. That's come out hot. That's got to sit down. Will balls a little, gets a bit fast at the back. No, he'll be happy with that. Nice soft landing.
Well, makes a little change, doesn't it, for Lloyd Saltman. Couple over for the round, but this is a putt for a birdie.
I tell you what, he does need to for things to go his way. He's a few putts to drop.
6th on the order of merit last season, Richard Wallis missed out on that all-important top 5 by £69.
I know, God. Makes you want to go home and shout at someone.
Kick the dog if you have one, yeah.
Oh, poor dog. Go on, bit more. Oh. Just lacked just the fractions of pace. That was a great stroke as well.
Means we've got a 3-way share for the lead still.
Now Scotty, straight up there, bit of right to left. This time of the round, don't be short. Get it up there. Just a bit of lack of pace, maybe.
So Robinson, Abbott and Moore in the gold medal winning position right now. And John earlier was talking to a gold medal winner.
Well, here at the Astbury, I'm joined by 2008-2012 Paralympic champion, archery champion, gold medalist and Commonwealth champion, Danielle Brown. Thanks for joining us, Danielle. What brings you to this fantastic venue this week?
I've kindly been invited by FSC to come along. It's very nice of them to invite me. I unfortunately received some bad news last year where I failed my classification and I've been forced into retirement as a Paralympic athlete. So I've gone and set my own business up on the back of all my experience.
You reckon you could help these lads out here?
Definitely. I mean, it's amazing the similarities between golf and archery, and yeah.
I was going to say, because you're kind of focused on kind of just the one shot, that one moment, aren't you? And you've got to capitalise on it. I mean, you'd know best at that, being a world champion. I mean, how do you come around, you know, dealing with all those things? Do you go through a certain kind of ritual to put yourself in that mind?
Yes, yeah. I mean, a lot of my training was mental, and I won this medal so many times in my head that when it happened for real, you know, it was just completely surreal. But this medal actually came down to the very last arrow. You know, it's one arrow that separated the gold and silver. And it was just such a high pressure shot, and I imagine you get those in golf as well. And it's just sort of going through the motions, staying in the moment and teaching your mind and your body to do that.
How did you control that, you know, that final shot? I mean, these guys are going to be playing the 18th and they've got £18,000 riding on the line if they can have a hole-in-one. I mean, they're going to be thinking, you know, what are we going to do? You know, what would be your trick in that moment?
A lot of work goes into it, a lot of mental preparation, but for me in the high pressure situation, I find like breathing really helps to slow your heart rate down, get your mind back on track, and just knowing, having that self-confidence and self-belief that you're capable of making that shot.
So Danielle, they call your name out, you're walking up to the podium and they hand you this beauty right here.
Yeah.
Come on, dish the dirt. What was that feeling like?
Oh, it's just incredible, you know. I think you've just got so many emotions going around at the same time. It was really the best moment of my life.
Could I put that around my neck, please?
Of course you can.
Could you do the honours? And I can feel like all of a sudden a stadium going erupting and singing the national anthem, and me with my hand on my heart going, I love the world. Thank you very much. Well, fair play to you. Thank you very much. That is an absolute dream come true. I get to have something like that wrapped around my neck.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, my lovely, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
You deserve it all.
Thank you.
I'm just relieved you gave the medal back, John.
I didn't want to, but I tell you what, she thoroughly deserved it, and what a lovely lady. Big privilege to be in her company.
More to come from the Astbury. Final round of the FSC Invitational at the Astbury, designed by the legendary guitarist and songwriter from Judas Priest, KK Downing. Three-way tie at the top, two in the clubhouse and one on the course. That man on the course, James Moore.
Well, his tee shot, bunker on the right-hand side. You want to just aim it just on the left edge of that bunker and let it just drift into the middle. And if you carry it far enough, there's a nice little downslope and it can skirt on, but obviously, as you can see, James has hit it straight down that left-hand side, and if you go too far left, there's Obi Trice over there.
What do you think? James Robinson in the clubhouse, Jamie Abbott now after a 64, both at 9 under. Do you think they should be sticking around?
Oh, definitely, without question. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's been some great play today, especially from the early rises. I mean, unbelievable scores. I'm sure they'd like to get in their car and start the journey back home, but there's 10 grand on the line.
Steady. That's a little heavy-handed from Richard Wallace. A little bit of work left to do. Now, Scott Fallon, the North Londoner, at 6 under, heading down the back 9.
Beautiful 10th hole, little teaser. And I tell you what, that's a cracking birdie.
Yeah, he's in decent nick, finished 6th at Longhurst Hall, did the North Londoner, and Fallon, another in contention. Saltman not out of it despite his early setbacks.
Well, you've got a man here who's had a few years now on the European Tour and done pretty good. So, I mean, he's coming in here and he's going to fancy his chances. And look at that. Quality of strike. Loads of chubby checker on it. And he's got a little tapping from 6 feet.
This is Darren Lloyd, tied 11th at the start of the day. This is the par 5 17th. And a decent birdie opportunity coming up.
coming out of the rough with a very lofted club. It's a big uphill slope towards this green. Just carry that and let it release out of the rough. I tell you what, he's done a top job. As we've seen, that's got a bit of right to left in it, slightly up the hill, so a nice positive putt ahead required.
Never started it high enough.
You could see that jump, obviously a little spike mark, one of those rules that really and honestly should be changed but isn't changed. And unfortunately you can hit a great shot and come out the loser. Now this 10th, what a great hole. It is a beast. I mean, you won't believe it, Darren Lloyd beefed it on here on first ace play into wind, carried it onto the green, supposedly ran over the side of the hole with the group still on there. But the boys are mostly laying up to a good yardage, coming in with a half a sand iron or lob wedge to whatever pin there is on there. The kind of green slopes from back to front, looks at you, very inviting. Nice birdie chance for these lads.
Well, we're going to see if Garrick Porteous can get up there.
Oh, that looks left, going left. Whoa, ball. Well, from that angle, actually, he's going to have quite a nice shot in. A little bit longer than what he would have liked, but nice shot in nevertheless.
This for a four-way tie.
Yeah, that's a very good 4 on the 17th. Tough hole. Not the longest, but very tough.
Well, James Moore with a chance to break the deadlock at 9 under.
Oh, I tell you what, he's hit some great putts. He's lagged a few right in the jaws, had a lip out, and now another lip out there at 8.
As you said, this is a decent angle for Garrick to try and attack this flag.
Yeah, he won't mind that. It's just in the rough, and will it pop on him? And it has. And he's got a very fast putt coming back now. Now Lloyd needs this, needs a massive turnaround. Par 5 coming up on the 9th. This would be perfect. And like we've seen, it was right to left from Mole's point of view, and that's obviously going to be left to right from his point of view.
No birdies so far today for Lloyd Saltman. Garrick Porteous has had a couple.
Look at that, he's just sent it on its way, just like blown on it, and now it's going all the way. Has it got it? Yeah, what a putt. That's a great putt. Great touch from the man.
Well, how bunched is it? There was a 7-way tie at the top, but Neil Fenwick with back-to-back birdies at 14 and 15. The Scot up to 10 under par and leading by 1. Let's go to the 9th with the course designer and owner, KK Downing.
Okay, we're here at number 9, the finishing hole on the front 9, and long par 5, and aptly named Hero's End, because if you got it going good up to this point, you've got to hold it together because it's a long way. But for a closer look at the green, here's John Morgan.
Well guys, this is where I finished up. Absolutely ripped it out of my boots, still shy of this green. Shows you what a monster this baby is. Now thick rough, crazy green. Gonna try and get it close. There's a lovely beautiful ridge right there. Got to probably pitch it probably halfway up the ridge and let it release. But out of this lie, it's not too easy. Got a little 56 degree here, so I can keep it low. Well, I think he's rolled on a bit. He's at the back of the green, but come and have a look at this, because this is a great green. You come into here, say you hit the green in 2, right? It ain't stopped there. I mean, look at this. You got this massive bowl. Now, they had the pin here. Oh, well, they had the pin there on first day. I'm sure come last day, it's going to be in this little bowl. Here is just unbelievable. I mean, look at it. It's not hardly a straight putt on this green. I mean, there's thick rough everywhere. I mean, it's a tiny little target to come into as well. If you're thinking you're going to hit it 250 yards, 260 yards, second shot, and having to land it and hold this green is a serious, serious achievement. And I tell you what, I'm chuffed to bits to be there with a birdie opportunity. The boys will be happy as Larry with that.
Well, here's Saltman, who's had a go at the green in 2, gone through the back.
Yeah, that's 2 monster hits.
Just needs a birdie from somewhere, doesn't he?
He's gone down the left, and that could just come off a little bit. Nope, just held up, just caught that fringe. And more coming from the right-hand side. This is not the best angle to come in at. Hopefully he proves me wrong. And that is left in. That could come off a little bit of feedback. Give him a straightish putt. Like I said, there ain't many straight putts on this green. But it's fantastic hole. Massive dogleg, big dip for the second shot, and then a rise to the green. It is spectacular.
Now they're saying one shot at glory, our first chance to see if anyone can get that £18,000 prize for a hole-in-one. Darren Lloyd, well, an excellent tee shot coming off the slope as well, and a chance for him to get to 10 under, which would mean adios to Messrs Abbott and Robinson, wouldn't it?
Oh, I tell you what, his little smirk there going, oh, so close but yet so far. But what a lovely way to play the hole. Put it right past the hole, spin it back off that bank. I mean, if that went in, what a crowd pleaser that would be.
Another birdie opportunity spurned by Moore. He stays at 9 under.
And Wallace, is it probably in the region of about a 3-wood or a driver up into this point? I tell you what, his chipping has just been quite aggressive. He's putting the ball quite a long way past the hole with his chips. I think it's costing him.
Now, come on, Saltman. This would make such a difference to him. It didn't turn, did it?
Well, the thing is, you know, most people actually think par 5's right. Got to be a birdie. If you don't get a birdie, you're going to lose one on the field. This hole is not the case. If you make birdie, you're gaining on the field. And I tell you what, par, you'll be very happy.
Now Wallace, who actually holds the Guinness World Record for 59 on a par 73 course.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, he's obviously he'd done that all day long when he shot his 59. I mean,
absolutely.
To be 14 under. I mean, I can't remember where I've seen a par 73 golf course anyway, but to shoot 59 round, it just takes the mick out of the game. And I tell you what, I feel so sorry for this man. He's at great putts and he's getting no reward.
Wow, James Moore with 3 stabs and a bogey that takes him back to 8 under par. But what a moment this could be for Darren Lloyd. You never know. This could be for the win for the South African. This to get to 10 under.
Little breaker right to left, and he's perfection.
Fantastic. What
One
a
shot
round.
shy of 18 grand.
But he might get 10 grand for the win yet.
Yeah, this is true. Very true.
Wonderful round of 64, which means James Robinson and Jamie Abbott can do no more. Started brilliantly with 3 birdies in a row, ends with 2 as well. Out in 31, back in 33, and Darren Lloyd now is the one to catch. There you can see confirmation in the clubhouse at 10 under par. Fenwick with those back-to-back birdies at 14 and 15, getting himself to 10 under as well.
Well, Lloydie, I was very impressed with that golf swing that you could see. Well, you were saying the scorecard, it is phenomenal. He hits the ball a country mile.
But this man Fenwick could usurp him yet as far as setting the clubhouse totals concerned. You know, we've seen Jimmy Bullard have a go at being a footballer turned golfer. He's done it, hasn't he? Played for Dunfermline.
Well, we've had Andrew Coulter in the booth before, and he knows Fenwick so well, and he said what a class act he actually is. He rates him so highly as a golfer, so I'm not surprised to see him up there.
Yeah, Gary O'Neill's had a try as well, hasn't he, on the EuroPro?
That's true, yeah.
QPR midfielder, but there's certainly a chance for Fenwick to make that transition. Never know, maybe get a win here.
This
3-12, yeah.
Wow, this is an absolute monster. 245 off the backs if they put you back there. Oh my God, you're not. Oh, what a great shot that was. That is phenomenal. But I think they've put the tee up a little bit forward to help accommodate more chances for birdies, which is a bit of a shame, but I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, what a chance for Neil Fenwick. Finished 3rd at Longhurst Hall last month. Come on, come on. Well, you think he's going to get to 11 under, and suddenly you've got to think he's the favourite.
Oh, definitely. Rich vein form near the end of his round, and he's ripped it.
James Moore just short of the green here at 10, but in a really good position to chip and putt.
Yeah, that was a fantastic drive. But look at that, too aggressive again and leaving himself, as we've seen Porteous with a fantastic putt, but honestly, you've got to have a death touch coming down that.
So Fenwick for the outright lead. Can the Scot get to 11 under?
Ooh, little lap of honour.
It went in, John.
Yeah,
That's
it did.
what counts.
Who cares if it's, as long as it's 6 inches under, it doesn't matter.
Porteous with a birdie try. He's rolled in a couple of good putts so far this round, but that's never going to get to the hole.
Well, he's gone from a dramatic downhill putt to then an uphill putt. Stroke the hence, he's come up short.
You know, he's won the Amateur Championship, he's played Walker Cup, but when you're trying to win as a pro for the very first time, he won his first check a week ago. This is a big deal for Garrick Porteous, as it is for all the players.
No more. Let's see if his touch is working. Come on, just set the ball rolling. Oh, good pace. Very good pace.
2 wins so far this season for Jack Senior, but that's not good enough to get him inside the top 30. A round of 73 today, leaving him at 1 under par. Let's get to the 18th with KK Downing.
Okay, we're here at 1 shot at glory. The finishing hole here at the Astbury. Hole number 18, 200 yards from the very back, all carry over water. So here, it's true to say, the guys, that you really do only have 1 shot at glory.
And it definitely is that. I mean, my goodness, that pin at the front gives you the weebie-jeebies.
But if you're Fenwick, do you go for it, or do you just go for the heart of the green hit?
Well, do you want 18 grand or not? And that is a great strike. And I tell you what, I hope that's so close. Come on. Oh, he's in the drink. And I tell you what, if that was online, that was perfect club as well.
Oh, no.
And that is devastating on the last hole to do that. And he knows it. Look at him.
Well,
off to the drop zone he goes.
Well, suddenly, I mean, you're thinking he's going to finish at least at 11 under, but then, now, it means Darren Lloyd is still sitting pretty, perhaps at 10 under.
Well, I'm glad he wasn't shy of not, you know, he wanted to have a go at it. He's obviously gone with probably a 9-iron or an 8-iron, tried to leather it, got ahead of it a little bit, and just leaked it out to the right. And it's obviously, yeah, he's in the drink. But now left with a very tough shot to a very narrow green.
Oh, he's played it well.
That just got over by the skin of its teeth.
Well, he's got that putt coming up to join Darren Lloyd at the clubhouse at 10 under.
No more. This man is Mr. Close. Can't quite get over the finishing line, this boy.
Yeah, fairways and greens, but the putter's cold.
Yeah, great player. Expect good things from this boy. I do.
Yeah. But the drama right now is at the 18th. This for Fenwick to join Lloyd in the clubhouse at 10 under.
Nice confident stroke. Come on. Oh, not confident enough.
Well, what a costly hole. He played so well. Man, that ball, like his previous one, ends in the water.
Well, I tell you what a scorecard. Look at that. I mean, just all the colours under the sun. Red, blues, blacks, greys, you name it, he's got it. What a fantastic round. Topsy-turvy day at the office. To finish with a double, it's going to break his heart.
Yeah, 10 birdies, you shoot 5 under.
Oh, it shows the quality of the man. What a scorecard that is.
Hey, he gets one. Lloyd Sortman off the mark, and well, with the lead at 10 under, he's still got plenty of holes left. As has Garrick Porteous, only a couple back.
He's hit an absolute beauty of a drive, right down onto the flat spot on the right-hand side, coming in from the best angle possible. Got his towering high, and that is an absolute beauty.
Well, he's due one, isn't he? James Moore.
James will soon see his reaction. Yes, finally. Well deserved. Well done, James.
Better late than never.
Big smile on his face now.
Well, him and Lloyd both holding putts there. Maybe we'll see one from Porteous as well.
You can see where he's aiming. He's aiming this way right. Nice bit of break. Lovely. What a putt.
How bunched is it getting?
Well, I tell you what, this man is starting to hold some putts.
8 players within a shot of the lead. Darren Lloyd in the clubhouse at 10 under par with a red-hot 64. Neil Fainit's got to feel gutted. Nothing he can do now at the FSC Invitational. Well, we should be in for a cracking finish at the Astbury. Very tight at the top. Before we get to the action, let's hear from the sponsors. Frank Cochrane, the MD of FSC.
Frank, thanks very much for joining me. Just tell me, why did FSC decided to get involved with the EuroPro Tour?
Probably this started 25 years ago because I looked after Ken and the guys in Judas Priest when they were obviously a touring band. And this started off as a dream for Ken. And being in financial services, he got me involved to try and help him to raise money to build the course. And over the years, we've been very closely connected with the way that he's built the course, and what he's actually brought here today is a combination of one man's dream. And I wanted to be here to make sure that we enjoyed the back end of it as well as the front end.
So you've known the Astbury for quite some time as well?
Oh gosh, yeah, right from the start.
And what about the EuroPro? What do you make of this tour for young aspiring golfers?
Well, what we've tried to do is to turn this particular part of the tour into something much bigger, because these are the lads that are going to be the future stars, or hopefully they are. And what we wanted to do is to give them the big tour feel. So FSC Investment Services, we've brought to the table a whole raft of things that would not normally be seen on this tour. We've brought proper prizes, we've brought a hole-in-one competition, we've done all the hospitality. So when these guys are coming off the course, they're actually feeling as though they're that bit more special than just turning up at a golf course, playing and then going home.
Well, thanks for being here and thanks for sponsoring the EuroPro.
It's a pleasure. I hope it all works out well for the lads.
Well, it should be a thrilling finale as well to this FSC Invitational at the Astbury. And Darren Wright, who earns his cash in the winter by working at his father's property maintenance business. Well, he might earn some big cash here as well. Another in with a chance.
That's going to slide off a little bit. No, not as much as I thought.
Yeah, 2 putts to take him to 10 under. Now, whose ball are they looking for here? It's Garrick Porteous' ball. It looks like he's going to get a free drop jump.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what that might be. I mean, it might be a little rabbit scrape might be there, and he might have to take a drop, or he's just kind of, it might have embedded maybe a little plug mark and just identifying it. You could see the little T-peg there, so he could move it. Obviously, a nice witness there to help him with the rules.
Well, Lloyd Saltman missing the green at this par 3 12th.
Well, there we go. It's a great par 3. Play at the heart of this green, away from that hole on the right-hand side. This green slopes from left to right. That will feed all the way down. Come on, keep coming. Not bad, but leaves him probably in the region of about 30 feet and very fast. And Porteous, I mean, he's come out of this. What is his lie like? We'll soon see. Whoa, look at that. Power, speed to get it out of there. Got to come in steep, try and jam it straight out of it. And that seems like that's gone back into a nasty position as well. That's the trouble. You come out of thick rough, it makes you want to turn your hands over. And then all of a sudden, you know, you've got this big pull, drastic left, and it goes into more problems.
Go. Darren Wright asking his ball to get closer to the hole. Still got that left for birdie, though. Darren Lloyd could soon have company at 10 under.
And Lloydie, not much green to work with. Splash shot. Oh, and he caught that nice and clean. Stroked a little bit of chubby checker on it. Nice bit of spin there.
Talking of Chubby, he's one of Chubby's boys, isn't he, Garrick Porteous, part of the ISM stable. And of course, Darren Clark, who's attached to this course. One of the big names who are part of Chubby Chandler's merry men.
I'd love to see Chubby's opinion on why this man didn't go to the US Open. You know, Twitter into us, my friend, and give us the lowdown, please.
Not going to get that. Tried its best.
JT. Simple putt. These greens are pure, dead straight, firm. Come on.
Well done, lad.
Not particularly firm, but he hit it dead straight, and voila, it's in the hole.
And
nice
he's
birdie.
in a share of the lead now. The temptation of 18th awaits for him. Meanwhile, back at 12, a tester for Saltman off the back of his first birdie of the day.
See where he's aiming this, just about a foot outside right, very fast, and he hasn't hit it. Hasn't hit it. Be kicking himself there, drop shot, but a very tough par 3 where majority of the players will be dropping shots anyway. This would be nice. Nice and smooth.
Yeah, great ball.
Very good 4 after all the trouble. Walks away with a 4.
He turned pro after the Masters, played the Malaysian Open, then went and played the Indonesian Masters on the Asian Tour, did Garrick Porteous. Flew over sharing a plane in Malaysia with Schwartzel and Lee Westwood.
Wow, well that'll inspire you.
Yeah, but it's the two Darrens, Darren Lloyd and Darren Wright, 10 under par, and then, well, it's anyone's choice, isn't it? Here's 18. And what a hole it is today with the £18,000 up for grabs for a hole-in-one. One shot at glory. Have had a couple of hole-in-ones so far this week. That's been at the 3rd and the 5th. Earlier today, John went and had a closer look.
We're here at the amazing grandstand finish, 18th hole at the Astbury. I mean, it don't get any better than this, guys. Par 3, water right at the front. I mean, would you Adam and Eve it come final day? Can you believe it? 18,000 squid of Roonies. These dudes are playing for it. If they get a hole in one, they're putting this pin just at the bottom of that tier. So if it runs on, it gets on it, and it starts to run back, it can filter in and plop. In it goes, 18 grand, happy days, pay for the rest of your year, plus Q score at the end of the season. Don't get any better. They must take this baby on. It's 156 to the very front edge of this, but like I say, water each side. But the people that bottle it, they'll probably take one more club, pitch it up on top, and then trickle a putt down and make a 3. But it's not as easy as that. I mean, what do you want? Do you want 18 grand or do you want nothing? I want the 18 grand. I've got an 8 iron. I think it's playing about 158 yards. Come on, baby, live the dream. I tell you what, that would be probably about 6 or 7 feet from the stick. Denied.
I think it was a good effort, though. Now, Darren Wright. What's he going to do here? Is he going to go for it or play safe?
Well, it's a good strike. Might leak that one out to the right. Bringing it back.
Oh, I think I saw a ripple. Oh, he's got that sinking feeling.
Yeah, club's on the ground.
Oh, my.
Head in his hands.
You know what? It's really interesting because I think if there wasn't that £18,000 up for grabs, I don't think him and Fenwick would have just tried to play a little safer, and it could have ended their hopes of winning the tournament. I mean, I know there's 18,000. You're saying you have to go for it, but there's £10,000 up for offer as well with a win and a potential challenge tour card for next season.
Well, it's true. I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm the piggy in the middle, unfortunately.
You like a squiddaroonie, don't you?
Well,
as you
I
say.
like a squiddaroonie, and yeah, while in Rome, give it a go, you know. But you know, it's a tough one. I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, it's a great hole. It invites you for a great shot. I mean, you look at a pin, you do want to take it on. I mean, these guys are young, fresh, ambitious. You know, you go to the older generation, you know, they probably would play safe.
Well, lovely control.
Whoa!
Saltman. Well, that should get him back to 8 under. As you said, this is a really tough shot now from the dropping zone, isn't it?
It is. I mean, this is quite a daunting shot to have, especially when you've just whacked it in the drink and now you've got another shot over it, and you want to get the club in right. And that's only just got over.
I bet you Darren Lloyd's an interesting spectator when he sees these balls heading in the water. There's another potential challenger gone.
Oh, cool, yeah. Well, Porteous is on a rich vein of form. Can he follow this one in? Drive it down the right, bit of a funky lie. Pop that one up in the air. Is it going to stick? It stick too much. Needed a bit of a release. Didn't get it. As you see, Moore went long, left himself a real tricky one. He's got the little wedge out, back of the stance, hands forward, jab it onto the green, let it run out like a putt. This is going to get close. Yeah. I tell you what, Lloyd, he's still inside him. Now, right, he could do with this one. This would be a very, very good bogey. Has he got it? Yes, great putt.
Well, it's a really good bogey, but it's a costly one.
That's great mental strength, though, Richard. That really is. I mean, you've hit it in a drink. He's had to go and redo it all, and fantastic. I mean, look at this card, though. I mean, the card is brilliant. Great swing we can see in his slow-mo as well. But, I mean, that card, loads of birdies, couple of bogeys at the end. I mean, juicy 66. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, one short. Porteous also at 9 under. But this to take him in the lead alongside Darren Lloyd. Just not enough pace on it. But Porteous here right in the mix, isn't he? You never thought, though, with 9 under leading at the start of the day, given the low scores we've seen here, that 10 under par would still be leading. But that is the case for Darren Lloyd. He has to sit and wait to see if his 64 and 10 under par total is enough. Number of challenges still out on the course, including Garrick PORTEOUS, who earlier in the day spoke with Cara.
Well, I've been joined by last year's amateur champion, Garrick PORTEOUS, who's now a professional and playing in your first PGA EuroPro Tour event. So just tell us how that all happened.
Well, I turned pro at the back of the Masters and just been playing off a few invites. And, you know, obviously not playing the US Open this week, you know, turning pro. So, you know, fortunate to come play the EuroPro event. So got an invite and it's, you know, fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, big decision to turn down a place playing the US Open at Pinehurst as an amateur to turn professional instead and try and start earning some money, I guess, thinking ahead to next year's card?
Yeah, that was the thought, you know, a bit more time to, you know, get a few invites and, you know, progressively move up the ladder. But missed out, you know, playing the US Open at Walton Heath as a pro by one shot. So, you know, it's going in the right direction.
And how has the transition been? Because it's a bit of a change going from amateur to full professional, getting invites to some European Tour events all over the world.
Yeah, it hit me hard the first week playing in Malaysia, the Malaysian Open. Going from Atlanta to Kuala Lumpur was pretty intense, but no, I've been loving it. It's just had to get used to the travel. That's the only difference, and you know, it's actually quite nice that the events are now in Europe, you know, rather than, you know, South Africa and Malaysia. But no, it's fantastic. I love every minute of it.
Okay, well, best of luck. Great to have you here and enjoy it today.
Thank you very much.
And make sure you stay with us. The final stages of the FSC Invitational coming up. Welcome back. It's the closing stages of the FSC Invitational at the Astbury, designed by Judas Priest guitarist and songwriter KK Downing.
We're here at hole number 14, breaking the law. Stroke index 1, a tough hole. So I've got to say, guys, if you want to get one up on your partners, on this hole, you've got to drop one down the tray as a leg. Here's John Morgan to take a closer look at this hole.
Well, here at the 14th, it's a par 4, 432 yards. Absolute beauty. It is tighter than you can believe it. You've got to thread it through an eye of a needle here. Must hit the fairway if you're in the rough. As we know, this rough is very thick, so you don't want to go in it. You've got these massive trees on the right-hand side. If you block it, you're blocked out from the green, going to have no shot. Your only option is to go down that left, but there is real thick rough lurking down there to gather your ball up to make your second shot a nightmare. But I'm going to get out driver. Now, really and honestly, don't really have to be driver. You could hit a nice long iron and make sure you're on the cut stuff. But I'm going to go for it and see what happens. Grab the bull by the horns. And I tell you what, I've absolutely nailed it. Look at that. Keep on the fairway just. Yes, perfect line in. Let's go up there and have a look at what I've got left. Come on. I've gone mid-drive, down the right-hand side. As you can see, tree is still in my way. I'm gonna have to bend it left to right around the tree or obviously take it over. But but obviously it's playing such a long way. I mean, I've hit my drive, there's my pitch mark right there. The ball's not running. You can tell we've had a lot of rain in the past couple of days. Look how tight that is for the big guns who obviously hit it a bit further than I do. They're going to be coming into hardly anything, so they got to thread it, like I said, through an eye of a needle. But anyway, I've got about an 8-iron. It's about 145, but I've got to fade it, so I'm going to take some off it, and it's all about placing it rightly on this fantastic green. So here we go. Got this tree in the way, just got to send it just left of it and hopefully just drift. Not my speciality, but when you've got to do it, you've got to do it. Perfect club. Probably in a region of about 10-15 foot away. What can I say? Great par 4.
And very nicely played as well. You found the fairway, unfortunately. Lloyd Saltman in the thick grass.
Yeah, he's going to have to power this baby out, I tell you. Straight steep, back of the stance, whack! There you go. Is it going to release and it's down the left? That's what thick rough does to you. You don't hold on to that club too good. Straight left it goes.
9 under par, James Moore, as he was at the start of the day. You surprised 10 under is leading, John?
No, I'm not. I mean, these greens are so good. These guys are going to think they can hold the world on them. I mean, don't get me wrong, Moore's probably missed more than most today, unfortunately. You know, you haven't been able to buy a putt. But I tell you what, it's a fantastic golf course. And if you drive it great, you're in the middle of the, fairway. You're coming in with so many nice clubs in your hand. And you do feel confident. I'm not surprised at all.
Well, nicely on the green from Porteous. Obviously a free drop off the cart path for Lloyd Saltman, but an awkward little chip shot here.
Yeah, no green to work with. This has got to land on a sixpence.
Oh, he's played it well.
Yeah, very nicely played. Oh, monster putt. Be happy with this one. Cozied up by the edge. But he is chasing the leader, he's at 10, so this would be a nice Barry bonus if this goes in. Go! Oh, what a putt.
Has he answered your question now, though, in terms of why he turned pro?
Yeah, he has, actually. I mean, I must admit, after seeing his interview with Cara, I mean, he's done the right thing. I mean, he's tried to go and qualify for the US Open, as a pro. And I mean, who could have said they would have qualified as an amateur, but then decided to chuck it all away and then turn pro and then go and qualify properly and do it as a pro? I mean, that would be unbelievable. What a story.
Or miss the US Open and then win your first professional event, which he could do here. Moore misses another birdie chance.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be pulling his hair out more. He's had one of those days on the greens.
Martyn Thompson, who came back in 29 on day one when he shot a 64. One of the players who's come through Q School. Here he is at 18.
I've got to say a massive congratulations to him for another reason. He has now become the regional coach of the ladies team down in the southwest.
He's been a pro for 20 years, hasn't he, Martyn?
Yeah, he's a great player. Hits the ball a country mile. Very good game.
Well, another inopportune drop shot for Lloyd Saltman. You've got to feel his chances are running out now.
I think he knows it. This is a tough chip. My goodness. Massive left to right break. Just stub it onto the fringe and hopefully sit down ball. Whoa. Tell you what, Martin, that's a bright shirt, my friend.
Yeah, it certainly is now. Moore
should be in a nightclub with that shirt.
4 holes to play for James Moore. One of those who could still walk off with the win, but not from there, you feel.
That was a poor shot. And Martyn slot this baby in. Yeah, he works a lot with the juniors. And I tell you what, he's a fantastic coach as well. And look at this scorecard. I mean, unfortunately for him, too many blues on there. Nice juicy eagle, 3 birdies. You know, seasoned professional, nice 69, but he knows he could have done better, I'm sure.
Yeah, one of these final pairs would love that eagle at 17, wouldn't they?
God, they snap his hand off. Tough approach, this one. Got to be very cute with this.
Did well, flirted with the tree, which he had to.
Yeah, he's trying to chase it down, see? He's only got a couple of holes left, and he knows he needs birdies. Porteous with this drive. Very demanding drive. Don't want to go left, and you don't want to go right either. I tell you what, that's actually not too bad if he gets the lie. No, and he hasn't. Gonna have a tough shot from there.
Well, he's in the first cut of rough here, James Moore, rather than the thicker grass.
Yeah, I tell you what, if he had an extra 30 yards to carry it, that would have been a tough shot, but because he's going in with quite a lofted club, he was all right.
And this is where Garrick Porteous is right now, the 511-yard par 5 17. The bunker's down the left-hand side, shouldn't really be in reach off the tee, but you can see that thick rough down the right-hand side, the fairway sloping from left to right. And like most of the greens here at the Astbury, it's a difficult one. Plenty of slopes on there, but a potential birdie opportunity, and we have seen one or two eagles as well. John went down there earlier on.
Well, I've gone and placed my ball at 290 off the tee, pretty much where all the lads are going to be hitting it. Now, this only leaves you 211 yards to the front of this green, and I got about a 3-iron. But anyway, these boys, off the tee, they got to deal with this slope. It's sloping from left to right, but it is wet. But then look at that thick rough. Like I said, it aims you there. They got to be beware, because honestly, if they go in there, they ain't getting to the green in two. But anyway, I'm going to give this a good old crack. The green is magnificent. It's like an upturned saucer. If you land it on it and it sticks, well, fair play to you, you've hit a cracker. Now, anyway, it slopes from left to right. It's very slopey, down back right as well. So anyway, this is going to have to be high, flyy, bubby, Watson-y, styly. Absolute perler, hit the dance floor ball. Yeah, front edge it is, and I tell you what, if the boys can get there in two, they'll be happy as Larry. Well, coming off of that, now this man, is he going to have a pop at this out of the rough? Well, he's giving it a good, that sounded fantastic out of there. Can he squeeze this one on? Well, he's got plenty of green to work with. He's on that left-hand side. Yeah, I fancy his chances from there, Richard.
Oh, an up and down that would take him, of course, to that magical figure of 10 under that leads the way. Saltman, 3 off the lead, needs to start rolling these in. Oh, what a pity. What a good effort.
That was a fantastic putt. I'm sure he thought he had that one, and he knows it. You can see that. Dismay there. Now, little delicate chip. Pitch it just on the green and let it run out. Here we go. Look at that. You can see where he's pitched it. That's not released. Wow. I think you need to carry that probably an extra couple of feet, and that would have run all the way down the hole. You can see by the slow-mo, he probably got the club just slightly too far behind the ball. Too much grass in between it. Just popped it. More needing a birdie. See if he can get to double figures.
Had one of those days, hasn't he, on the greens?
Unfortunately, he's had so many putts, he's been right in the jaw, and it's just coming up just shy. Maybe a bit tentative, who knows?
Yeah, there's going to be a few players out there. And when they come in later tonight, they'll be running through 1 or 2 putts and shots through their head of what could have been. Porteous after that, well, poor chip, you have to say, and he's come up short with the putt as well. And, well, that's a really big opportunity miss for him, and maybe the chance of a victory on his EuroPro debut is going by the wayside. Of course, he could still birdie the last, maybe even get a hole-in-one and win the 18 grand. We shall see. Darren Lloyd, he's been in the clubhouse quite a while after that 64. Still, no one has caught him at 10 under par. The Astbury proving a good test. Early in the week, John E. Morgan and KK Downing played a couple of the holes.
I'm here with Ken Downing. Now, we're going out. We're here at the 12th. We're going to test our might against mono a mono, me and Ken.
I can't see that far, John.
I'm not happy because that's going to be hard for me to get inside that. Nice shot, Ken. I'm on the left.
Oh, it's good.
I'm down the left edge, though. Let's go and take a walk on the wild side, my friend.
Check it out.
You've orchestrated a great golf course. How proud are you of this baby? You must be just overjoyed.
I am now. The truth be it, I guess, really, I didn't really have an idea of what I actually was creating. I just wanted to create something to get going, to get started, something nice, something that I could build on, you know. It was a very pleasant surprise when the professionals started to turn up and started to say a lot of good things about the golf course. And so, you know, that obviously led us on to what we're experiencing this week here with the EuroPro Tour here again for the second year. Super shot, John, if it's going to bite, and it does. Oh!
I think you've played that absolutely perfect. What a bandit.
Oh!
Denied. The crowd oohs and ahs. The curse of the amateur.
Well done.
Sorry, one up to the man. What can I say? I better win that hole though, Ken. Off to the next, my friend. We're going to the 6th. This is it, mate. An old touch of evil.
Oh, it's pulled it a little bit there.
I tell you what, it's just left. Strike.
Oh.
Strike. Get the cameraman. Get the cameraman.
Oh, it's
Go on, bit more, bit more.
Oh.
I tell you what, that was bang on the right idea as well.
Oh, what was that?
Did I just play that shot?
Camera?
Did I just play that shot? See, this is how dangerous this hole is.
Help, everybody. Oh, he's
Man, we're comedy is what we doing, Ken? Your ball is probably lost, yes?
Yes, I think so. This green really is a challenge. Your second shot wants to see the length of this green.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And hopefully you can be below the hole, because anything long coming back can be really, really... And the thing is, it's drama. Not too many people build some drama into the greens. They build drama into the golf course these days.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
But they don't actually necessarily build some drama into the greens.
Well, fair play to you for doing it.
Again, it's a first, but
it is.
It's the most talked about golf hole on the golf course, I think.
Is it?
This hole, yeah.
Because it does everyone's head in.
And the touch of evil.
Yeah, a touch of evil. Don't go past.
Looking good, John, looking good.
Ooh. I mean, it's a 5.
Good
Stroke by him right by the green in 1, and I walk off with a bogey. What does that tell you?
Good 5.
It's harder than what it looks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ken.
Very, very well done. Very well played.
Thanks, boss. And you, mate. Thanks for having
The
me
champ.
and let me play with you. It is a privilege to come around your golf course and, you know, experience these holes with you.
No problem at all. So I'd like to invite everybody to come and take on the touch of evil.
Touch of evil is guaranteed. That's for sure.
I can't believe he didn't get a shot on the par 3 from you. That's disgraceful. Anyway, here's another par 3. Garrick Porteous needs birdie.
Yes, he does. Now, is he going to grab the ball by the horns and have a go at this one? Take the flag on. Oh, they're loving it. What a goal shot. He has got the minerals.
Wow, maybe the chance for victory is still on for Garrick.
And second shot to 16. It's a bit of a drop shot now, this one. Hole is below you. Towering high shot. It's going to land soft. A bit of spin on that baby, and he's left himself probably in the region of about 30 foot there, I guess. Well, he's playing with second place.
No victory this time for William Harrold, but another consistent week from the 2-time winner this season.
Yeah, this man has been a stroke of professionalism at the moment, just constantly up there. Great solid swing, very patient golfer.
Just the one birdie from him so far today, so you can't have it happen every week.
Lloydie has got to sit down. Oh, no, it's left him a horrible little teasy chip.
Harold, they're just off the green.
He's not had the best of days, Harold. Not really got going. And this might just heal him a bit better.
Hey.
Yes, it does.
That's the way to finish. And given this finish here this week, he's probably almost done enough to guarantee being in the top 5 at the end of the season and gaining his Challenge Tour card. 7 under par. Another really good week from the 25-year-old who's only been a pro a couple of years. Played against the likes of Ricky Fowler when he was in college in America. What a terrific performance from him. Oh, that was a John Morgan special, wasn't it?
He must have been watching me from the trees.
Now this is really important. This for Garrick Porteous to keep the dream alive.
This would be a spectacular 2. Sends it on its way. His bags are packed. Get in there. What a 2.
Well, had to make birdie. Does make birdie. That tells you everything you need to know about Garrick Porteous. Well, right now, odds on, it's going to be a playoff. Lloyd's there at 10 under. Porteous as well. There's still opportunities for 1 or 2 players on the course as well.
And Garrett looks so relaxed. Love his demeanour on the golf course.
One more to try and make it a 3-way tie.
Go, go, go.
Oh,
finally, he's holed one.
Well, what a putt that is. And of course, he's got the par 5 17th to come. And we've seen Garrick make that birdie at 18-2. Look at that, whole host of players in at 9 under.
I've got to say, advantage Mole at the moment, Richard. Especially with 17 coming.
But this has been 1 bogey too many. In fact, it's a double for Lloyd Saltman.
He'll be back. Great golfer. Just not happened for him today.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought Elliott would finish above him on the leaderboard today, but that's the way it's going to turn out.
Now Wallis, ball below your stance. Can scoot out to the right, and if you're a lefty, it can pull left on you. Or pull right, I should say. And as you can see there, unfortunately, he is right with no green to work with in thick rough. That's going to be an exciting one to watch.
Well, if Moore can find the fairway, he might just have an iron into the green.
One of his strengths is driver, but that looks high and right. Man, not the place you want to go, but the kind of angle with the tree on the left-hand side, when you tee off, it makes you want to go to the right. But the thing is to just flirt with it a little bit and then you find the fairway. But look at this.
Oh, he's done magnificently. He couldn't have landed that any better. What a shot that is.
That's visualization, feel, technique, all it rolled into one. That was a fantastic shot.
Well, all eyes really on James Moore. And as Wallis putts here for birdie, you can see Moore in the background there just laying up with his second shot. But what an up and down this would be for Wallis, and he's made it. That's brilliant.
That is phenomenal. That is the up and down of the week. That is for sure. Poetry in motion.
Well, this is where Moore's second finished. It's hard coming onto the downslope to get the ball to stop, and he'll still have a putt for birdie, but not as close as he would have liked.
Yeah, if he can reminisce what he just done on 16 on a hole, an absolute gobbler, he'll be happy. Get him to 11 under. Well, that sounded a great strike from Wallis. Staring it down. Oh, what a shot.
I bet he was thinking 18,000 as that ball was in the air.
He was thinking party time. That's a fantastic golf shot. Here we go, slow-mo. Great, simple golf swing, straight while you shoot 59 on a par 73 and hold the Guinness World Record. I mean, look at that. Fantastic finish, staring it down all the way. Yeah, great swing from the man. They're playing with Scott. Scott's not had the day he wanted. Definitely a day to forget. And that looks like that's leaked out to the right. Oh, just enough club.
Okay.
Well, this would be a real body blow if he could knock this one in more.
You see Ken just left a mole there, looking on. Oh, just missing out. Good crowd starting to build around this golf course, the closing stages. And this man nearly took the lead.
All down to what Moore can do on 18.
You can see his putting stroke there, simplified. Obviously might have had trouble in the past, come out with a little new technique just to help him with his putts. And like you say, it doesn't matter how it goes in the hole, as long as it goes in the hole.
Yeah, a couple of 66s to start the week here for Drummond. But today's been a little flat, but that's the way to end it.
I tell you what, these boys are making it look easy. We've seen 3 2s on the trot so far, and now Wallace has got a little putt for a 2 as well. I mean, yeah, that's a scorecard. It says it all. Unfortunately, 4 bogeys on last day. Not enough birdies. 71 over par. Yeah, he's going to go home a little bit disgruntled.
Wallace to get to 8 under. Oh. Well, who'd have thought Drummond would make 2 here and he'd make 3?
I would have to agree. I didn't see that happening. Especially after such a great up and down on a previous hole, coming to a putt like that.
Well, waiting on the tee, James Moore bogeyed this hole yesterday. And it's a par here for Wallace. And a level par round of 70. Not to be for Richard Wallace.
Yeah, not a lot on his card, unfortunately. I mean, 2 bogeys, 2 birdies, level par. I mean, plain and simple, quite a placid round for the young man.
The mathematics simple. Birdie, and it's a Moore win. Par, 3-way playoff.
This is interesting. Do you have a go at it? If you want to win the tournament, you got to. It's pretty much where Scotty was. Trouble is, he didn't see how he hold it. Now, this 18th, as we all know, is just, I mean, fraught with danger at the front edge of this green, and the boys are going to take it on for the 18 grand. Fair play to them. But I tell you what, if you land it up on the top ridge and it stays there, you're coming down with such a tricky putt. Very fast. I mean, it is a fantastic hole. Great bunkers, nice thick rough around it. Such a pretty last hole. Don't get any better than that.
Well, this is to win the FSC Invitational at the Astbury, albeit probably take 2 putts from here.
Well, this is slick. Go on. Go on.
Had a chance, didn't it?
Well, I tell you what a putt, and he's done that all day, unfortunately. Just lagged it in the jaw. 9 times out of 10, he's done that all day long.
It's going to be another playoff on the EuroPro Tour. It's going to be a 3-man playoff as well, the 3rd of the 5 events this season to go to a playoff. James Moore joining Darren Lloyd and Garrick Porteous in the clubhouse at 10 under par. Moore after that birdie at 16. You thought he was favourite, didn't you, really? But he couldn't find a birdie at either of those 2 closing holes. So they'll have to go to the 18th once again to decide who will emerge as the champion at the Astbury. It's a playoff on the PGA EuroPro Tour. The FSC Invitational comes down to this hole, the par 3 18th. John E. Morgan alongside me. John, you played in a few playoffs. What's the mentality here?
Well, because there's 3 of them in this playoff as well, they got to go all out attack. You can't play defensive golf in a playoff. As you can see, Lloyd having a right launch at that, and it's left in the bunker. Oh. No green to work with.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, what a birdie it was in regulation play from Garrick Porteous. What he would give to find another hit.
Well, I tell you what, he loves this hole. Made a 2 just earlier, so I mean, come on.
Leaning a little as if it's going a bit right. But that's okay there.
You couldn't leave that in a better spot, really. I mean, honestly, he's given himself quite a straight putt. Coming along that bottom level.
All 3 of these players looking for their first EuroPro Tour victory.
Good shot.
Well, you have to say, after that tee shot, Moore the slight favourite, Darren Lloyd with a lot of work to do to make his part.
Well, Moore's going to get a great read from Porteous there. I mean, Porteous is going to go first. Obviously, Lloyd has pulled it left. As we can see, look at the high arc on Lloyd's swing. I mean, he drops it so on the inside. No wonder he hits the ball a country mile. And he does. I mean, he absolutely rips it. But he's left himself, well, do you call this hole a touch of evil? I know you don't, but my goodness, this is what it's all about. This is a touch of evil in the sense of shots. And that's got slowed down. The water's there. Ooh, just stayed on.
Still alive, there's Darren Wright thinking, oh, should have made me in the playoff this 18th hole. He went in the water.
Yeah, I mean, now this one, it has to go in. It has to go in.
Not got the legs. So, down to 2 now. It's
well, you
Garrick Porteous
so.
or James Moore. No better than a 4 for Darren Lloyd. Porteous to go first.
This is a good putt. Good roll, good roll. Not enough. Well, the stage is set for Moore for his first win. Can he do it? Simple 3.
But that definitely means that Darren Lloyd cannot win. Porteous has to hope that James Moore here doesn't hold this to win the tournament here at the Astbury for James Moore.
Go on, give it a chance. Oh, I bet you he thought he held that.
It was a
that was
good
on
putt.
Oh, that was a great putt. That was on the right side. It just didn't break back enough. Just hit it slightly through it.
Well, it's a good par from James Moore, so close to a 2. He said in the past he's had these opportunities, he's kind of got in his own way. Darren Lloyd, of course, can carry on now as a spectator along with KK Downing, because it's down to Porteous and Moore. Second playoff hole.
Here we go again. Same club in hand. Great strike. When he's staring that one down.
Oh, it's a beauty.
See, they're getting so many more chances for the 18 grand. It's unbelievable. Is that fair?
Well, pressure on Moore now after that terrific tee shot from Porteous.
Oh dear.
Hates it.
That's got to go. Try and catch the bunker. I think it has. I think he's got away with it. It went long enough.
But, well, what an opportunity it would seem here for Garrick Porteous. Could have been at Pinehurst, but came to the Astbury. First, though, Moore with the bunker shot. Pretty good.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great fans around here come to watch this great event. So well supported.
Porteous for the victory.
Take the borrow, take the borrow. He's got it.
On his EuroPro Tour debut, Garrick Porteous gets his first professional win. The amateur champion is the champion here at the FSC Invitational at the Astbury. What a moment for him. Breakthrough for Garrick Porteous then in the pro ranks at the second playoff hole. What a fabulous birdie, matching the birdie he got at the 54th hole. James Moore and Darren Lloyd having to settle for second spot. The first of what you'll think will be many trophies coming the way to Garrick Porteous. Let's hear from the champion, speaking with Cara.
Garrick, congratulations. You've just won your first ever professional event here at the Astbury on the PGA EuroPro Tour. How does it feel?
It feels awesome, yeah. Obviously, you know, having a playoff with the 2 other guys there was a little nerve-wracking, but it's great to come out on top.
Finishing up 10 under par, having to go into a playoff, as you say, with 3 of you. How did you feel? The 18th isn't exactly an easy hole today.
No, it's not with that tin pot tucked, in the water, next to the water there. I mean, I didn't have to wait long, till the actual playoff, happened. So I felt, pretty comfortable. It was only a full 9-9 in, so it was, I knew what club it was and just had to commit to it.
I presume you're pretty happy with your decision now to have Turn Pro, be here, secure your first win and not playing Pinehurst as an amateur.
Yeah, it's worked out for the better, I think. And now looking forward to what's ahead. And this your first experience of the EuroPro Tour? Might we see you back for a few more? I'd love to, yeah. The events are run fantastically, and no, I'd be definitely happy to come and play again. Well done. Great to see you. Thank you.
Well, that victory from Garrick Porteous takes him to 3rd spot on the Order of Merit behind the 2-time winners Jack Senior and William Harrold. Good finish again from Elliot Saltman this week. Darren Lloyd and James Moore with their runner-up spots into the top 10. So that's all from the Astbury. Next time on the EuroPro Tour, we're at the HotelPlanner.com Championship from Camberwell Park Golf Club in Bradford and Avon. Thanks for your company from Johnny Morgan and myself, Richard Kaufman. Bye for now.